Hello and welcome to Sarge's Custom Tutorials. Today we're going to be looking at the NECA Dungeons and Dragons Warduke Ultimate Action Figure. And I've wanted to get this guy for a while. I don't really have a connection to Dungeons and Dragons specifically. The original toy line was before my time, and I played some D&D when I was a kid, but the designs on these remakes of these action figures are just really awesome. Love the way they look. So let's get this guy out of the box and take a closer look. So inside the box, you couldn't really see it when he was in there, but you get this pretty cool, I don't even know if you can see it like right now, there's kind of a cool little diorama piece in there for a background. In the box, we get a few swords. These are a dagger and a short sword. See if we can get a good look. Yeah, really good paint detail on the handle. There's a wash on the blade. Looks really good. Same with this one. Really nice detail. Nice wash on the blade. NECA's always knocking it out of the park with their paint apps. Real nice sword. And I believe this flame effect, it's a little tight. It does slip over it, but it is really tight. Looks really cool. Just need to maybe warm it up a bit with heat gun first, and it should slip all the way down to the hilt. The openings go all the way through there, but again, this is very nicely done. Transparent yellow plastic with a little bit of the orange paint on the sides. Looks really good. Have a few extra hands. Pointing hand. You are next. I don't know. And looks like we got a couple different. He comes with gripping hands on him, but then there's these other two sizes of gripping hands. So I assume they're for holding specific weapons. I have this pretty cool skull shield. Looks really good. Nice wash on the paint. You got a wash on the leather strap on the inside. Looks real nice. This with the bar on this side, on the box art, he's left-handed, so he holds onto the shield with his right hand. Because it wouldn't work. The skull would be upside down if you tried to put it on the armored hand. So, yeah. He's my first official left-handed figure. Which who's to say why he's left-handed? I don't know if it was like the intent of the original art was to be left-handed, I'm not sure, but really good looking figure. Great paint. Looks like he's got plenty of articulation. Whether or not it works underneath all these overlays is a different story. Looks like this is supposed to be glued to that, but it's off. A sheath is attached on the back. This is for the dagger. This looks like it's for the short sword. Yeah, after applying some heat to the figure and to the flame effect, it slips right on there, no big deal, and looks pretty awesome. I really like how that looks on there. As I and everyone should do with all NECA figures, warmed up the body with a heat gun first, or a hair dryer, or hot water, or however you prefer to do it, but always a good idea, just in case. He looks down really well, doesn't really look up. That's about all I can get out of the up. And the shoulder pad kind of gets in the way, and you can pull it off to the side, but you get some pretty good tilt there. It's got a ball joint in there, so you get all that motion. Shoulder goes up just slightly below horizontal. I don't want to push it too hard. Now it has a bicep swivel, and it has the single jointed elbow with a swivel as well. So for posing purposes, that's nice, but then this is just basically a floating piece in between. I think all of the hands come with a horizontal hinge, so weapon holding is not ideal, but this was their first release from this line, so I think they have probably since modified that. There is a ball peg right here in the abdomen, but it's just there's so much stuff here. It's not gonna go anywhere. Get a little bit of front and back. You get some turn, so that's good for posing. But side to side is really limited. The hips actually feel like they're really nice. I thought this was going to be a harder piece, and it's pretty soft, so that's not going to get in the way at all. Here, hips go all the way out to there. Pretty good range, better than some Marvel Legends Spider-Man figures. And the belt, this part is hard, so that does kind of get in the way of the up. But as you can see, this gets out of the way, so that's good. So you get a lot of range. It's you know, you don't need to get into any crazy poses with this guy really, but just a good kind of fighting stance is really all you need, and he can get there. There is a thigh swivel up hidden up there. It's probably just on the ball. And then you also have a single jointed knee with a pivot there. So that should be good. It also has a boot swivel at the top, and hinge and rocker ankle. So you'll be able to do lots. The boot swivel and the hinge and rocker ankle are kind of the best combo you can get when you have a thigh swivel up there for doing all the poses that you want. I can't tell. This one is the same with the hinge pivot there. I can't tell if there's supposed to be a boot swivel on this one. I assume that there is, but it's not really wanting to go. So I want to warm that up a little bit more before I try to push it too hard. I don't want to break that. The swords all have their own appropriate sheaths, and it's in there pretty tight. It's not too hard to get in there. It comes out, but it's not going to fall out, so that's nice. That one in there. Same thing, goes in pretty snug, but it's not hard to get out, and it doesn't fall out. And then our dagger. So this one's a little bit loose in there. This one probably, will fall out. But he shouldn't really be upside down too much. I wish this chain, I would have rather it been like kind of like a plastic leather strap or something. I don't really love that it just kind of dangles around, but it's not bad. That is an actual, I think these are actual metal. I don't think that's plastic. It might be. Can't really tell. But then you have his sheath for his sword on this side, but in the artwork he's left-handed. Does this thing come apart at all? No. So the hand is also pretty soft, so you should be able to kind of wiggle this guy in there. Yeah, that's not bad. And get that flame effect on there. Now getting the hand on the shield, not as soft as the other hand. This is where sometimes I like to pop the hand off, put it on the shield first, and then put it on. It's often easier than trying to get the hand on the handle of the shield. There you go. Ourselves a pretty awesome evil Dungeons and Dragons mercenary there. Try to get that pose just right. Look at that, there you go. That's a great looking figure. This is the figure that made me really want to start collecting these NECA versions. Like, these look, he just looks amazing. And for being, he's got, you know, single jointed elbows and knees, but he can get into some pretty good poses. That doesn't need to be the most dynamic figure ever. Oh, and I forgot this. I did warm this up, and this is a boot swivel here. So he's got boot swivels and ankle hinge and rockers on each side, which is ideal. Ideal for getting into any pose other than just standing straight up and down. Plenty different options for looks for this guy. Really great looking figure, just awesome paint. Great articulation. Great accessories. Doesn't have as many as the Elkhorn figure does, but the Elkhorn figure's smaller figure. He came with a bit more stuff. I love when a figure can carry all of the accessories on him. Like this Elkhorn figure, you can have 10 different accessories on him all at the same time, and he could put extra stuff in his backpack. And this guy's kind of the same idea. He's got a holster for everything. Cool detail on the pouch right there. Just tons of detail paint all over the place. Close up on the eyes under there. Look really good. Yeah, just, I'm a big fantasy fan, so this is right up my alley. I love this. One thing I wish I could find is another human arm and leg. I would buy 5 of these figures and make different barbarian customs if I could find, you know, another leg with the same boot for the other side, or I could, you know, I could modify this boot if I just found a pirate boot, and then a regular human arm and a different head, and then you have just a random barbarian there. You can take all of this stuff, can come off. But I don't, an Arnold shoulder and arm might fit on this side. There's been plenty of bare arm Arnolds that they've made, but I don't think there's been another bare-legged figure. At least not one that I can think of. With this articulation setup, that is. The ball joint underneath the skirt here. So it's just a regular ball joint. But I don't think they've made any that have bare legs. I guess I could replace both the legs with like pants and boots. That might not look bad. We'll see. Future video on that one. Let's do some comparison shots. Okay, here he is with a few other NECA offerings. There's Elkhorn from the same Dungeons and Dragons line, and Custom Conan using the Ming the Merciless body from the Flash Gordon line. And here he is with the Loose Collector Red Sonja and a custom Masters of the Universe Masterverse Conan. And here he is with some Zezray Studios Combatants figures. He fits in pretty well with these guys. And here he is with some Mythic Legions. And here he is with some Marvel Legends figures. Note that these two are on the taller side for most Marvel Legends. And here he is with a customized AEW Elite Stu Grayson figure and a Savage Crucible Lemurian Slate. And there you have it, the NECA Dungeons and Dragons Warduke. I am very pleased with this figure. As far as customizing goes, other than getting another one and trying to find an arm and a leg to make a different barbarian figure, I'm not going to touch this. I love this figure as is. I've been wanting it for a long time. I could never get it for a really good price. I got Elkhorn a while back just because he's just chock full of accessories, but the one that I really wanted was this Warduke. I looked up the other figures in the original toy line, and there's definitely a few in there that look like they would make really good additions to this line. I hope NECA keeps going with it. These are all really cool. Let me know in the comments if there's any of the old Dungeons and Dragon figures you'd like to see them update. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know how I can make these videos more enjoyable or informative in the future. And thanks again for watching Sarge's Custom Tutorials.